Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to Universal Warriors. So today we're going to be covering the Mangekyo Sharingan and kind of explaining a little bit like what it is. For those of you who are pretty big Naruto fans, you know what the Mangekyo Sharingan is and like the regular Sharingan and all that. But to those who are maybe you're like just starting out Naruto, the Sharingan is essentially a eye that is passed down upon the Uchiha clan that is exclusive to only the Uchiha clan. It's a Kekkei Genkai, which essentially what that means, it's like a trait that's passed down from, family member to family member. And it can only be shared within that family. So, I'll give you an example. Our main character of Naruto, he is from the clan called the Uzumakis. He can't have a Sharingan because he's not a part of that clan. Simple enough, right? So, essentially there are realistically about 5 forms of the Sharingan. So, some things that the Sharingan can do. First and foremost, it essentially allows you to not slow down time in a sense of, you're stopping time, but it makes time easier to read. So, for example, you're in a fight and somebody's outspeeding you. If you have a 1 Tomoe Sharingan, if you've trained hard enough, you may unlock the 2nd Tomoe of the Sharingan, and you'll be able to process those, minute movements a lot more. I don't remember whether or not it is 2 Tomoe or 3 Tomoe, I can't remember which one. But with one of the two, you're able to see muscular movements as well as like chakra swelling in like various points of the body. So essentially, from 1 to 2 to 3, your cognition of your opponent's speed, it gets so much better. I would say if I had to give it a multiplier, like how much better it is, I would say it goes from 1 Tomoe to 2 Tomoe, about twice as better. And then 2 Tomoe to 3 Tomoe, about 3 to maybe 4 times as better. One of the main reasons why I say that is if you're, watching OG Naruto, and you have, the final fight between Naruto and Sasuke. Sasuke has his 2 Tomoe Sharingan, and he can't read shit. He can't read anything. And then boom, he unlocks his 3 Tomoe, and all of a sudden he has this upper hand. He goes from getting his ass pretty much kicked to kicking ass. But then you get into what we call the Mangekyo Sharingan. So essentially, the Mangekyo Sharingan, again, for all you guys who maybe haven't really seen Naruto as much, the Mangekyo Sharingan is, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, essentially going from Super Saiyan 3 to Super Saiyan God, pretty much. You can only unlock the Mangekyo Sharingan if you, quote-unquote, kill your best friend, if I'm not mistaken, or kill, like, a family member. I forget what like reference they used. Essentially, you have to go through so much, torture and so much internal pain that your hatred unlocks it. Essentially, it's another massive boost in terms of your ability to read your opponent's, like movements and stuff, as well as it also has certain abilities. So, if I'm not mistaken, the one ability that is consistent throughout everybody's Susanoo. There are many forms and many variations of the Susanoo, but just to keep it simple, the Susanoo is essentially like a massive figurine that protects you like like body armor essentially, and you can use it as a weapon as well. But like other people have different abilities. So like for example, Itachi Uchiha has a genjutsu for it called the Infinite Tsukiyomi. Essentially, that's essentially his domain, and he can control everything in there. And he can keep you in there for as long as he wants. Case point being, in Naruto Shippuden, I believe it was episode 82? Quote me if I'm wrong. So it's somewhere around there. Wait, is it in Shippuden? I don't even remember. But it was whenever, no, it was in OG Naruto. So in OG Naruto, Kakashi and Itachi had actually fought, and Kakashi, he got put underneath Itachi's Infinite Tsukiyomi. I forget the time limit, but I believe that he was in that Infinite Tsukiyomi for like a week or something like that. He got stabbed about 10 times, and then Itachi counted 1, stimulating 1 second. And you can't fall asleep in this kind of dimension. So, to kind of give you an example, that's like one of his abilities. You have people like Shisui, who has the Infinite Kotsuyami, I believe is what it's called. Essentially, that is, it's Tsukiyomi on crack, essentially. With the Infinite not the Infinite Tsukiyomi, with Kotsuyami, he can quite literally destroy anything and everything in the blink of an eye in that dimension. Essentially, if you get caught in this, it doesn't. I don't care if you're Baryon mode Naruto or if you're the god of Otsutsuki, you're getting shit on, essentially. So, you have that. Then you have like Sasuke's flame control. So one of the other abilities, I don't know whether it's stagnant with all. I don't believe it is. Yeah, no, it's not because Madara doesn't have it. Which, speaking of the devil, Madara does not have his own independent ability, which I always found that pretty cool. But there is another ability. It's called Amaterasu. Essentially, it's an eternal black flame that cannot be put out until it's burned its target. Well, one of Sasuke's abilities is flame control. Essentially, he can warp and control those flames to his will, essentially. Which it's, you know, it's pretty busted until you get to, like, Boruto. But yeah, it's a good ability. So you have all of these different kind of abilities and stuff that are really unique and pretty cool to each and every single Mangekyo Sharingan user. However, there is a downside to the Mangekyo Sharingan. That being that if you use it way too many times, that you will go blind. You see that in Naruto episode... It's whenever, the 5 Kage Summit was going on, and, Sasuke just killed Danzo. Spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen Naruto Shippuden. But Sasuke, he had just killed Danzo, and he was about to fight up against Naruto and Kakashi, and he lost his vision, essentially. So that's kind of case point, like, he overused the shit out of it, and essentially it caused him to go blind. Now, there is a way to overwrite this, and that's the next variation of the Sharingan, and which is essentially, it's the bottom of the line, or the end of the line for all Sharingan, like, evolutions, unless you become someone like Sasuke, who gets a Rinne Sharingan, which that can be a topic for a later video. But it's called the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, or EMS for short. Essentially, it is a buffed up version of the Mangekyo Sharingan. However, in order to obtain this eye, you have to... You never really see it with brothers, so I'm gonna speculate here. I don't think it's just with brothers. I think it's with close family. But for simplicity's sake, we're gonna say it's with brothers, like Itachi and Sasuke, or Madara and Izuma. Essentially, you have to take your brother's eyes and put them in place where your eyes were, and it unlocks this wide variety of... or it allows you to continue to use this wide variety of jutsu and stuff pretty much as your chakra allows you to. So yeah, guys, that's been explaining the Mangekyo Sharingan. If you did like the video, do me a favor. I want you to drop a like, I want you to drop a comment, drop a sub. You guys know that everything helps, and I appreciate you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.